how do we help people to see us? And actually, Omaris, if you don't mind, coming off of mute, can you say something that has been either effective for you or something that you have tried in this direction? I'd just like to hear a little bit more behind that comment.
Yeah. It's funny because sometimes I have heard the thing of like, oh, tell people what you're doing, or especially like tell your senior colleagues what you're doing, and I'll do it. I'll share an email or tell folks about some cool stuff that I think that I'm doing, and it
Mhm.
does feel boastful at times, but I think it's sometimes because of the reception. Not everyone responds to that like, oh, that's really great. It's more like, oh, okay. And I think that probably adds to why we might be invisibilized or not recommended, because I think that, or why we might have hesitation in self-promoting.
Yeah.
Sometimes our colleagues' reaction, right, to our attempt at self-promotion is silence.
Mhm.
And I think it's hard to navigate, right? Kind of. So I hope that, that I figure out how to still own it, but also kind of know that not everyone is going to want to see it.
And what if we also say that there's many meanings for silence? What if there's many meanings for silence? So I think you tapped into one meaning for silence, which may be lack of support. But Omaris, what might be some other meanings that we can make of silence? What else might be going on?
I'm not sure. I mean, it could be also someone is not sure what to do with that information,
Mhm.
right? Or maybe surprised and they don't know how to react at the moment, or they just don't engage with the email that you sent.
Mhm.
Maybe they didn't see it, right? But I think, yeah, there's many interpretations, good and bad, and or indifference. But um, yeah, I think that makes it hard for self promotion when the reaction or the engagement isn't there. I think that's what it is, the engagement of the wanting to collaborate or wanting to see you or being like, oh, this is really great. Let me ask more questions. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pushing here because I want to open up a few things. One, we all are collecting a lot of information with every interaction, everything I'm doing, email, social media, knocks on the door, student requests. Sometimes I'm just triaging and filing, right? We're often just triaging and filing of information. And so I want to open up another pathway for thinking about what silence might mean, right? So that we don't internalize or make meaning where we don't have information. Does that make sense? Because then you start to carry the weight of what you think people are doing or how they're responding. And let's just say that self promotion and these shares may not actually be to receive the, oh, that's great. Like, do you need it? You did it already. You know it's great. And if there is an action that we want people to take, then it's an invitation for clarity, for us to be clearer about our share. So you can share and then say, if you all know anyone in your networks who are doing similar work, I would love to connect with them. Or I'm really excited about this new project and it's going to help me toward state whatever goal you're working on, or ask a direct ask. I'm really interested in finding new collaborators or meeting with people in the department who would like conversations about X or who would like to collaborate on Y, right? So we get to be even more clear about the focus and the goal of our ask, so that if we're looking for a particular response, we've baked it into the share. Let me get a pause there and see, are you tracking with me in this? So Kathy says her previous department chair asked to share these items with her, and then she shared out with the group. It served as a nice invitation to share. Yeah, that's great when people in leadership create an environment for sharing. because it can be difficult, especially if you're a junior faculty member or you're new to your institution, to understand the culture around doing this. And so I would say if you've seen a model like that, commit to being able to do that in other places other seats that you sit in, right? How can you do this for others as well? Okay, so thank you, Amaris, for helping us to think about a new way to see our opportunities for sharing.